Acid attack is a kind of crime which happens mostly to women. 80% of them are women, young girls and women. Mostly it happens by the perpetrator who want to destroy, in an act of vengeance, throws acid on the girl or the woman because she would have rejected his love advances or rejected his proposal for marriage. The impact is mostly over the face and the front part of the body, chest and neck and hands, and it gets burned, and it is a 4-degree burn, which is really deep. And if first aid is not provided within the first few hours, it can deeply burn, or in some cases take life of the patient as well. So before 2016 it was not included in RPWD Act. Why? Because nobody had fought for it earlier. In 2006, Advocate Aparna Bhatt had filed a PIL in Supreme Court saying that acid sales should be banned in the retail market. So in 2013, Supreme Court judgment came which said that acid sales should be regulated. Supreme Court said to all the central and all the state governments to regulate the sale of acid, at the same time compensate acid attack survivors for their initial treatment. Acid attack survivors were added in RPWD Act. Hi, I am Pragya. I was acid attacked 12 days after my wedding when I was traveling in train from my hometown Varanasi to New Delhi. I was deep asleep. It was midnight at 2 a.m. A jilted man who wanted to marry me threw acid on me because I rejected his proposal. Most of the acid attack perpetrators come out on bail and live a life freely after that. Although the patient, the survivor, will have to struggle for rest of her life. For the initial first few years, he or she had to undergo multiple reconstructive surgeries, also fight a legal battle, which drains away the money and energy of any middle class family or underprivileged family. Initially, for 3.5 months, I was in a government hospital. For the first 17 days, I was on ventilator. Doctors were not sure whether they could save me or not. But I survived, and later they shifted me to the burns ward, where I stayed for rest 3 months. In that government hospital in Delhi, I underwent 2 reconstructive surgery, grafting surgeries, because my wounds were not healing even after 3 months. So they had to do grafting surgeries for my hands, back and face where the wounds were not healing. I also lost eyesight in one of my eye because of the impact of acid. Mine was an arranged marriage. I was not I didn't knew my husband much before my wedding. So I also had this thing whether my marriage will survive or not. But today here I am with my husband and my family. I have 2 daughters who are 12 and 14 years old. today. My spare time, I do binge watching. And I watch with my husband or alone. It's my late nights, because daytime I don't have time at all. When I started asking the doctors how to go ahead with the rest of my surgeries, rest of my treatment, I didn't got the right answers. When I used to Google on internet how to take care of the burns of the acid attack, or how does it happen, why does it happen, there were no information available on internet in 2006. I was going through an identity crisis. I was going through an emotional trauma. I was not sure how my life would be next, what I am going to do next. I wanted some sort of support. I wanted to talk to people who had gone through the similar situation like me. I wanted to talk to people and doctors who had seen people like me and, guide me or help me with my emotions, because it was blasting. Like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to take care. My family was very, very supportive, but still I lacked that support from inside, So I also saw a lot of patients who were clueless about their treatment. I, on the other hand, had some information because I was educated. I Googled, I spoke to a lot of doctors. I met a lot of them, traveled. My family was that supportive. They traveled with me to meet different kind of, different doctors for different kind of surgeries. So I had some information. On the other hand, I saw patients who didn't had information, nothing at all. Even they were not even aware. They were going inside the OT in a government hospital OT. They're not even aware what the doctor is going to do with their body. I saw patients struggling for one surgery, running between government hospital and home for 3, 4, 5, 6 months for one surgery. I saw the delay because of all this, and I could see the gap that there is no one to help them, to guide them, to be the bridge between the doctor and the patient, so that the communication is clear. Doctors were aware how to guide them, but they didn't have the time. So who is going to do all this? And that's when I decided that, at least if God has put me into this stern test, let me come out and be that helping hand for those patients, who don't have any kind of support or any kind of information with them. So, I started being that support, informally, just guiding them, talking to them. And that's how, in 2013, I started Atijeevan, because, with only one aim at that time, that, let me start a non-profit to provide them free of cost reconstructive surgeries in private hospitals. Once we started, there were a lot of questions, what will happen after that? Once they go through all the surgeries, their surgeries are completed, what next? So they are not, accepted in workspace. They are not given any kind of opportunity. So, I started a small social enterprise where, I trained them in sewing, stitching, and making handicraft products like paper bags, earrings, jewelries and all. So that's how this enterprise started. Skin bank is something which is a boon to burn and acid attack patient. It is where you pledge to donate your skin just like your other organs, which is harvested from your thigh and lower back after the death of the person, within the first 6 hours. You can call the skin bank people immediately after the death, and they'll come and harvest the skin from thigh and lower back with a machine called dermatome, which is very similar to like potato peeler. And the whole process will take hardly 45 minutes of time. They'll nicely bandage that harvested area. There is no bleeding, there is no deformity, nothing, and one single donor can save life of up to 3 burn patients. Right now, there are only 17 skin banks in our country. Hardly 4 or 5 government skin banks, and rest of them are private skin banks, which is run in the private hospitals. Most of them are supported by Rotary, and the pioneer of starting skin bank in India was Dr. Sunil Keshwani. As an acid attack survivor, you keep on facing challenges on day-to-day basis. Like recently, when I wanted to open a new bank account, my online KYC was rejected for a simple reason that I couldn't blink one of my eye. And then when I started researching, I got to know that most of the survivors of acid attack faced the similar kind of challenges. And hence I started this petition which asked all the bank and RBI to amend this regulation and include 4 to 5 more parameters of liveliness rather than having eye blinking as the only parameter. Acid attack is one of the 21 disability recognized by the government of India, but this is one disability which can be avoided, which is deliberately done by another human being. Why it is happening and how it is happening? Because of the easy availability of acid around the retail market. I believe this acid attack can be stopped. This kind of crime can be stopped by not having acid sale in the retail market. This disability can be avoided in future by training our kids to respect the decisions of other gender, to respect rejection, to accept the rejection, and the dignity of other gender. I think if our children are raised with that thought, this kind of crime can be avoided in future.